Hey guys, this is Jackson, and I am out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Not really, because the road's just there, but I'm going on my bi-weekly bushwalk through the Australian bush, and I'm not wearing any shoes, and I keep stepping on fucking prickles. So if I randomly scream halfway through this video or drop this iPad, you know what's going on. The grass just got really long. I'm not really sure which way I'm gonna go. I'm not too concerned about snakes because it's the middle of winter here and they're usually all in hibernation, and I don't really see them out that often anyway, to be honest. But I jumped on this video because I want to talk a little bit about mentorship and learning game development. God, there's like so many places I could jump into this, but let's start with like the first question is, do you need a mentor for learning game development? Or another question that you could ask is, do you need to go to school to learn game development, or is it best if you just learn by yourself off the internet? What's faster? Can you do it both ways? Does it matter? That sort of thing. That's what I'm going to talk about today. Now I'm just going to see if I can find a nice spot to sit, or I'm not going to slide down this hill. Let me just show you this water. Isn't that gorgeous? This is the Broken River, is what it's called, because I believe it breaks off from some river and then joins into what's called the Goulburn River, which is our biggest river around this area. All right, I'm just going to sit here. So do you have to go to school to learn game development? That's the first question that I'm going to quickly tackle. No, because I didn't, and I seem to do okay. There are advantages and disadvantages to that approach, and there are advantages and disadvantages to going to school to learn game development. If you want my opinion, which I'm assuming you do because you're here, it is a biased opinion because it's obviously grounded in my own life experience, and what is right for you is not necessarily what is right for me because we're different people. So, listen to what I have to say, listen to what other people have to say, and then make your own decision. I'm not telling you to take any path over any other path, because what is right for you is what is right for you. And I don't know who you are, so I can only give my own prejudice and life experience based on my life and whatever. I learned all my game development without school. I learned it all from the internet. I learned it all self-taught, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about programming. I think it is it's one of the autotelic disciplines, I think is what you call it, where you can find your mentorship in game development through other people all over the internet. That's the beautiful thing about the internet. I'm assuming you found this channel on YouTube because I'm imagining that you watch game development tutorials on YouTube, and it is my opinion that can take you a very, very, very long way. I think that can take you as far as you need to go. I think that can help you achieve your game development goals. I think there's that much content on the internet that the idea to me of paying thousands upon thousands of dollars for a college education or a university education to learn what is online for free is pretty fucking insane. That's not to say that there aren't benefits to going to school, because there definitely are. Some of the things that you do get from school are contact with peers. You are likely attending a physical campus where you're meeting people and having discussions, and you're just in the environment where things are happening. You're meeting professors, you're meeting people who work in the industry, you're meeting other peers who are in the same situation as you, the same age, same degree or whatever, and so you feed off each other's energy, you meet each other, you can work together, you can leave university and start projects together, and you can help each other side by side, and then you've got lifelong friends that you can collaborate with for the rest of your life. So that there's the social element and the sort of initiation into the culture of the industry that you're working in, I think is you can get that from university, and I think that's probably the best thing that you'll get. I think the curriculum will be good. I think there's also if you want to become a generalist and sort of learn all the nitty-gritty about all the different parts of your industry, then university is the way to go, because you'll get a comprehensive education where you'll cover a lot of different things. But if you don't actually care about that and you want to actually just make something, I think you're better off doing a sort of self-education, or even better is probably working with other people, but I'll get to that in a minute. I think there's a lot of time that's spent in school that is focused on things that aren't actually important. There are assignments that aren't necessary. There are skills that you learn that you don't need to learn, and a lot of antiquated sort of content, a lot of things that'll just fill up your time and sort of pad out the degree to learn all of this stuff that, you know, might be interesting in sort of the historical context of like the area that you're in, or, you know, it makes you more employable because you come away with a wide variety of skills, which is fantastic. If employability is sort of your goal in like a sort of generic corporate sense, then you probably want a qualification, because, you know, that when somebody looks at that, they sort of have a very clear picture of what you can and can't do, and they can fit you into their company or whatever. But if you're like me and you actually don't give a fuck, and you and you sort of just want to make games, and you want to just be good at what you do, and you want to be able to create the work that you want to create, and you're creatively driven and want to make what you want to make rather than be told what to make by somebody else, then I think you're better off going on your own, quite frankly. And so what that looks like is learning through YouTube. It means learning through videos, watching people do things. I think the best way that we learn is through watching each other. And I think forums as well. So things like Reddit and the Epic forums and Discord servers where you can ask people questions and get help. I think the social contact that you get from the internet is very, very helpful and very important. And you don't get that as much through the internet as you would if you were to go through a degree where you've got access to professors and peers and things like that. It can be very isolating learning game development by yourself on a computer, especially, you know, if you don't live in an area where you can go and talk to other game developers or whatever, and everything's done online. It's a very, very isolating industry when it's approached like that. Say you're not in an office, it's like you're just at your home on your computer, and your entire social interaction and connection to your peers in the industry is like through fucking Discord calls and shit like that. That can be a very isolating and lonely experience, and it can make a lot of things very difficult because you end up trying to do everything yourself, and don't necessarily have the resources or the even just the habits of like collaborating with people, just having people at your fingertips that you can call on to, you know, help you with problems. So that is definitely one of the dark sides of sort of going rogue and learning on the internet by yourself, is that you can have struggles with finding collaborators and working effectively. Not to say that you can't learn, because you can learn, you absolutely can learn, and you'll save a lot of money going that way rather than going through a formal education, and you'll save a lot of time as well. And I think it's more interesting too, because when you're self-directed and you can learn through the internet and learn whatever the hell you want, it's like you can do things that you're intrinsically motivated to learn, and I think you learn those things faster and you learn them deeper than you would if you're just being forced through a course, learning this and then this and then this and then this and then this, you know, all in order and according to your professor's standards and whatever, without any regard to what you're actually interested in. I think that's the wrong way to learn, personally. And I think in the future, I think formal education and schooling systems and universities, they'll eventually restructure to become more self-directed, and they'll become more project-based, and it'll be more around the students working with the professors and working with their mentors, sort of in like I think it's going to make a return to apprenticeship sort of arrangements, where it's like you work with somebody experienced and you watch them do what they do, and you sit in on their meetings, and then you do their work, you do some of their work for them, in a sort of exchange for like the exposure to the field through their eyes. I think that's the proper way to learn. I think that's the best way to learn, and you do get some of that through formal education, and you can get that through YouTube and through forums and things like that. But I think that the best case scenario, and this is going to be sort of like a pitch to you as well, is I think you want to find a mentor or a group of mentors. And specifically what I mean by that is probably the fastest way to learn is to just have people that you can talk to who know more than you and can point you in the right direction when you've got a question or a problem, to save you, you know, taking the wrong route and learning all the lessons the hard way. There is benefit in, you know, reinventing the wheel. I think you can learn a lot through just fucking around in your own projects, and just experimenting and expressing yourself, and just, you know, learning by trial and error and going on the fly. I think that's a great way to learn, to be honest. And I think you can become very unique doing that. And I think that's cool. But I think you will save a lot of time as well if you have contact with people who have been there. And so to wrap up this video, whether or not you should go to school or how you should do your learning, I don't fucking know. Like, like it's absolutely up to you. I think there are benefits both ways. Just for my personal story, I went to, I completed high school. I was a nerd at high school, man. Like I fucking gave that everything. I was a real academic, and you know, graduated with a high score, something that I was proud of, and you know went on to university and studied 3 years at university doing chemistry, and you know majoring in chemistry, but you know physics and maths and all those foundational things. And that was a fantastic experience for me. I really learned a lot from that. I learned how to think clearly. I learned how to be productive. I learned how to fucking get shit done. I learned the foundations of maths and physics, and you know sort of got a rigorous university college education. But I never learned any game development there because game development came later, and I never even finished my degree because I eventually began to realize that there was a very dark side to the whole thing, which was that I was wasting my time. Essentially, I was wasting so much of my time and so much of my energy, and basically just training myself to become a cog in a machine. And I didn't want to become a cog in a machine. I wanted to be creative. I wanted to create things. I wanted to work on my own terms and do things my own way. And I felt like I was being constricted by the systems that were in place at the university. I felt like they were very limiting. I felt like they were actually not respecting my intelligence, quite frankly. Like I couldn't do the work that I knew that I could do because the curriculum was like so and so way. And not even to mention the fucking debt that you get in from going to university. It's very overpriced for what it is, especially considering the resources online, like I discussed. But you know that was a very important experience for me because I learned the foundations, and then I had that foundations in maths and science and chemistry before I went sort of rogue and learned game development by myself. So, you know, as for what's the right choice for you, I don't know. Like, should you go to school to learn game development and learn the foundations? Maybe you'll do that and then decide that you don't even want to be a game developer and you'll want to do something else. And then, you know, maybe you won't need to go to school the second time, or maybe you don't need to go to school at all. Like maybe you are just better off just dropping it from the start and going out and learning your own way. You know, I don't know. I can't make the decision for you, but this is my life experience. And so anyway, so just to wrap up, if you do want a mentor, I am open to talking about it. I don't want to like overcommit to anything. I don't want to fucking promise you that I'm going to get on a call with you or anything like that. But you know, if you like this channel and if you have something that you can offer me as well, like say if we had like an arrangement where I could sort of point you in the direction for where you might want to learn certain game development things, like say you want to learn multiplayer and network replication, or say you want to get better at blueprints, or I don't know, if you've just got a question about something in your project, like a game design question, or how to fucking put your thing on Steam, or like whatever. One of the things that you learn from a mentorship arrangement, I think more than anything, is just the confidence. It's not as much about the skills, because you can find the skills and you can find the information online. I think what you'll learn from like say if you're a new game developer, you're a budding game developer, and you start a relationship and a conversation with someone like me who's been doing this for like 5 or 6 years in game development, and then has the experience of a university education in maths and science and physics and chemistry. What you'll learn from me is a certain way of thinking. Like I have a very like specific sort of way that I approach problems that I've learned, you know, over my life, like decades of fucking life experience in school and things. You know, I approach problems in a certain way, and I have a certain like attitude and I guess confidence with dealing with certain things. And that's something that, you know, that comes with time, and that you'll have as well, the more time you spend in your own profession and whatever. But you sort of get this like sort of intuitive, like tacit wisdom in a field that, you know, you can find the information if you need to find it. And, you know, you sort of have a general idea of how things work. And I think when you spend time with somebody like that, you get a unique, their perspective starts to rub off on you. And that benefits you in more ways than just the technical information in the field. So if you like this sort of energy that I'm offering you now, feel free to reach out, and, you know, we can talk about, I can give you help for, you know, specific problems that you might have or whatever, but, you know, let's just talk. Let's just talk and let's see how it goes, you know. That's my advice. So peace out. That's all. See ya.